Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have the dancing Volibear against the demonic hellspawn known as Shaco. Yes, it has been a while since we've had a... yeah, I enjoyed that. It has been a while since we've done a Volibear video. He will be getting a prestige skin, so you can be rest assured that he will get a video when that drops eventually as well. Let's hope it's a good one. In the meantime, you will notice that Volibear has had a much more difficult existence of late. The resurgence of certain fast-clearing junglers that have been buffed unnecessarily. Talons, Zeds. Yeah, those I don't enjoy. I think we're on the brink of a pure jungle assassin meta, at least for the Smurfs. But even against your typical metas that we've had with the Dinan, the Shinchaos, and the Jarvans, Volibear hasn't had the best win rate. Now, being AFK on blue buff while Shen meditates over here, you know, cool. I'm not a fan. What if you got late invaded here? What if they did this? Obviously, I'm always about put your ward down and then start blue side or red side, depending on whatever you want to do early. The main important thing here is that we are against a Shaco. Now, runes would have been on your screen. Hopefully, you saw that pretty standard page. If you do want all my personal Volibear tips, as you all know, he's one of my hardcore mains. If I'm gonna play at a peak level, I'm playing Volibear. I did do a guide with Zada.gg. It's a live companion guide. Over your shoulder, give you Volibear tips. Beginner to advanced, all the way up. We'll keep updating it, so if you're interested in that, that is in the description below. You can click on that and have a go for yourself. It is a premium piece of content, though. And in the meantime, we are looking to do a straight-up full clear. Now, for the full clear meta, someone had the goal on my main channel to say that the full clear meta, you know, Hekrim Udyr one, was more skillful than everyone says. After I stopped laughing, of course, I replied. But yeah, it isn't. However, when you are playing Volibear and you have a very rough early game matchup where someone can just cheese you and they can't really match your farm cadence, using the full clear, using the rinse clearing of a 6-camp meta, a style kind of jungling, is very, very good. Here my issue very much categorically is this is just pure laziness. If you're against a good jungler, you are looking and asking for trouble when you do this. I mean, look at this. Firstly, he started E, which I'm not a fan of. I think W is just... it cancels out, but you can 252 finish this with a W start, so no real comments on that. But it's just the lackadaisical nature of, hey, he's full clearing. You're not playing versus a Talon or a Zed. You're playing against a Shaco. They're going to look to cheese. They're going to look to do some early pressure. That's what they're good at. So in this sense, a full clear, especially a defensive one, is very powerful as a tool. And that's why I have no issue with farming. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. I have no issue with farming, right? I think it's great as a tool, but when it's the best way to play the game categorically, then it's a problem, right? So keep that in mind. Now, Shaco shows up here, 12 CS, both buffs, which means most likely he did a buff grump. So Volibear knows he has time to do the Krugs first and then move down to the Crab. However, if top lane is pushing, please flex into a gank. Do not go straight Crab. We can look for this gank. We know Shaco's bottom side. Bottom lane will now have to play heads up. There is a huge wave, which means he bides his time as a good attack angle. She goes to ward to protect. He places a very good E. Shen gets condemned, and of course, Shen hits his flash taunt as well. Let me just correct that for you guys. And now we can fall down to the Crab. You want to be quick about this, because if Shaco does bottom Crab, and they have bottom Prior, and they all rotate up, we want to get this and get out. And you can see here, there we go, repeat gank mid, the Amumu support, Riot thinking, yeah, let's buff and make Amumu a high skill cap jungler. Yeah. High elo players. Yeah, I'm not playing him jungle, but support. Double Q, basically free. This is great. This is a great use of the full clear. Now we can go back to base. We hit this just to see what he's going to do, what vision we have. Good, spotted. Great for your team. We see him Q onto the wolves. Gives us a little pressure release. We did have a 2v1 here, so bottom lane, you know, can contain themselves. Justana can't really afford to yeet in without the, well, her fellow yeeter. Reset. You know bottom Crab was taken, okay? So what do you think you should do now? Do we go counter jungle this, knowing that Shaco's here? But what if Shaco goes back to base? What if Shaco takes a second grump and then goes top side? What if Shaco goes down to the Raptors and the Krugs and looks to gank bottom lane, knowing that you're going to go bottom side? All of these things you don't know. But because this huge fat wave is crashing and you are not an Elise and your bottom lane wants to reset, we're not looking to dive it, which means we can very safely go on our second sequence. So that's how I made, that was not me, but that's how I would make that deduction in terms of well, let me just carry on farming rather than, hey, let's go for a gank and a dive. Because obviously you don't want a 2v2, 3v3 with a Shaco. See, now Shaco thinks that Volibear has done exactly what we anticipated, or maybe even counter-jungling him, and then goes for the Raptors. And as did in the Raptor camp video, the Raptors are the most counter-jungled, most warded camp on the map. Defending your own Raptors is huge. So now, great. I'm happy. We got this early. We got a long sword because we're going to go into Divine Sundra. Full second sequence clear. It's all very good. Standard stuff. And this is how, using a full clear and sequence concept, farming concept if you will, PvE, while weaving in ganks and fights and counter ganking is and ganking straight up, is huge as a jungle tool. Shen has R. They've all in onto the Varus. He dies. Control ward of bottom lane. And of course, Shen doesn't get to come through. So if Shen does end up here, we can go for this. I think trying to clear this control ward is unholy greedy. You're gonna have to flash out. There you go. It's unholy greedy. Once your ADC dies and the Shen's ult doesn't go through, just don't. You know, it's unfortunate, it sucks, but do your blue because you'll get 6. Shen now does us a favor taking this because Vayne's obviously just chilling over here, doesn't want to push up too much. Range top laners are free food. Please, you've seen the Rek'Sai video I put on this channel. There was the Shy top lane playing Vayne. And the Rek'Sai said, thank you for 10 kills. It wasn't quite that extreme, but it felt that extreme. I mean, and this ward is kind of ape. I don't really like this. How can we spot Evelynns? How do we spot Chakras? How do we spot Invis champions? By putting it on their camps. You know, putting it here gives us a lot of information. Shaco could very easily queue to map move, and we wouldn't see anything here. So I don't like that. I think we need to put it on the blue, put it on the Grump. In this zone, gives us much more, gives us more tools at our disposal. Now, Volibear's taking his blue, obviously, he's taking his 6. We've got tier 3 Grump, tier 3 Wolves. This is all well and juicy. Tier 3 Raptors, see now the clears, you notice? The clears are getting faster and faster and faster, which means you're gonna have more downtime between camp spawns. So you're gonna have to play accordingly. That's why you cannot AFK farm do nothing. But in this situation, I have no issue with it. I think against a cheese champion like Shaco, if your laners are disciplined, if you are still getting ganks off in lanes like on the Vayne, like killing him on the Raptors, you can maintain a huge CS lead. And this is how you play anything where the matchup sucks. I don't think the matchup sucks, it just, you know what he's gonna do. He's very one-directional, you know. He's gonna cheese you, he's gonna try gank you, and if he has to AFK farm, it's doomed for him. So we can basically play that against him. Now, I would like to see some dragon control. I think it's time to start getting into the game. Now, we've been in the game, but we haven't been defining the game. We've just been playing it easy, and everyone's been playing it easy, and honestly, it's really, really great that this is happening. Now, yes, your laners will die more so to the Shaco, which means in your lower elo games, if you're doing this, you will be the carry. You have to understand this. You will get juiced by this, you will be able to counter jungle and control objectives. But please look to track and counter gank, and these sort of wards are very good. I think we have ult up. I'd like to see something. The loss of flash hurts us. Okay, we can go for this bird again. It's all about the chain CC. There we go. Shen ult. Did we need it? It's kind of close. You know, I think rather safe than sorry here. Thank you, Mr. Shen. And he flashed the Varus R, the Mumu. That's why that didn't hit. But this is the problem with macro plays. Now she's gonna get rewarded for this, sort of indirectly. What is going on here? Has that been like that the whole time? I apologize for anyone that triggered. You know how it is. 4th Grump, 4th Wolves, going up to the 4th Raptors. Now obviously, at this point, you can assume that the Shaco is going to be having a much rougher time and should be on the Herald. Unfortunately, I was going to say he should be on the Herald. I don't think we have the tools necessary to compete. So, it's not ideal to give that up, but let's go. This is a very different Volibear style. And this is why I'm showing this game. I'm showing this game because in something like the Live Companion, I'll tell you in the game plan, you know, look to gank, look to counter gank, I'll give you matchup advice, I'll give you different clears, different build options, all popping up on your screen. But sometimes, it's okay to relax. It's okay to let the game come to you. Volibear's always trying to really gank, but honestly, we farm so damn quickly. And you can put in 3 points into W like he's done here and go into Q max, but that means you're going to have to start using it. If you're going to carry on with this playstyle, I definitely recommend a 5-point W. I do prefer it. I still prefer 5-point W because I'm a map control jungler. Always has been. Always will had been. Whatever tense you might like to use. I like to control the map, you know, and I will gank and I will farm as necessary. You know, I'll adapt according to what's needed. Level 5 Amumu. Once she's jumped, now we stun, now she flashes, now we ult. Vayne TP's in, has her camo. The Katarina's also here, fortunately. And that should be a beautiful kill, tanking the tower shots because we can, and getting out. Map control, relaxed. And the Shaco has to try and cheese, but everyone played it perfectly. Now, wow, that was so skillful. Man, I mean, yeah, that's great. This is, let's not deny it, a lazy back. I mean, this is on the Volibear. You see this right here. Okay, why are we going up? Let's just walk back. Let's go to the tower. Pay attention. If he shows, you can use your E and your stun. Maybe trap this guy. He has his ult though, so. But yeah, that's unnecessary. I mean, I guess anyone can clean that up, but it's just funky. It's just weird when Shaka does it. Hey, I've made a lot of Shaka videos on this channel. I give him his respect, and I credit the good players with the good games. I can still hate the champion. Shen's holding mid. We have the Shaka going into the river. The Amumu is clearing this route toward again the 2. She's level 5. This guy is not enjoying himself. Volibear should respawn thusly, and now we know Shaco's here. So I know that he's going to be trying to do this. Or is he? No, he's setting a trap with the Amumu, so we can do it. So we rotate. His name is not appropriate. In your games, again, it's unlikely that they're trying to trap this. They probably just go straight for the blue. So regardless, I like the rotation, straight down collapse. Use your lead, which you do have, by the way. 5,300. Yes, he's also basically at the same amount, but look at the comparison. 4-4, 4-9, 4-3, 2-8, 5-4 after this Grum. So you, relevant to the other laners, have a huge lead. And the Shaco's gotten a few kills now. A little bit of cleanup. He got shut down on you as well. Yeah. Dragon's up shortly. I'm thinking, do we have time for Dragon? Red into Drake? Unlikely, but he's looking to... See, I'm nervous about this. This is E-West. This is an E-West game. You see, I haven't seen this, so I'm thinking out loud here. I'm always... You know, it's okay to cut off your sequencing to get back to base so you can do the dragon. And in this case, we do not get punished for it. In this case, we do not get punished for it, which I think's fortunate. But in certain games, you will lose the dragon, and you know what? It's not the end of the world. And so the dance begins. Where's Shaka? Where's Shaka? Where's Shaka? I'm not starting it because I don't know where Shaka is. Where's Shaka? Where's Shaka? What an engaging champion. But yeah, I have no issue with this. It's kind of dead time. We could look to do something else in the meantime, like maybe save the Varus from himself. Flash Q hits. We do have ultimate available. That's a wombo stunk. And this guy is really not enjoying himself. The Sheen and the Divine Sun. The Sheen early is great for the bite, and then the Divine Sundra finish is always huge. Now we can do it. But did you see the hesitation? There's nothing else really to do. You could go into the jungle and look for some deep vision control. We could look to go mid lane to try and get numbers advantage elsewhere. But ultimately, you don't want to coin flip a dragon if the enemy is around. Especially if you are not... You know, Volibear is a decent smite combo with his abilities, but not quite like your Shakos and your Canes and things like this. And an assassin will always be able to just use an ability plus smite same time and outsmite you. So we don't want to coin flip it. A little bit of dead time. I'm not sure... It paid off in the end, so I don't want to use results based, but I don't think we necessarily should have completed all of that. Should have tried to make sure we were on the dragon in time. Because then maybe you can gank mid first, maybe you can gank bottom lane first, you don't have to waste so much time, but he's really just rinse killing full sequencing, and honestly, it's like the Fiddlesticks video I just released on the main channel. You know, he's level 11, 111, 137, he's 311, he's 415, he's got 2 Drakes, he got a Herald. You know, he's holding on. But he hasn't been able to really snowball, and the Volibear's controlled this jungle, which has denied any counter jungling. But I have no issue with this. I have no issue with this. We've got a Shen, we've got a Varus. Sure, he's not like an Ezreal, but it's more than enough. We've got a Brad. Great support to one trick, by the way. Everyone gets caught out here as expected. Eventually was going to happen. So I liked everything until that moment. But now you have to basically understand your champion. Do we have what it takes to win this 3v2? Shaco shows up. Yes. Yo. Wow. Wow. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what you do is you Q when no one can see you. Right? Okay, we've got backstab. We've got ignite, obviously. If we need boxes, we have boxes. Wow. Blown away by those mechanics. So Volibear basically says, okay, well that sucks. And that's what the Fiddlesticks' team in that video on the main channel avoided. They avoided that. Yep, good pings, good pings, good pings, good pings. We must assume they're going to try and do something here. His team avoided those kind of throws because you're just trying to relax. And if there's a question mark like an Evelyn, like a Shaco, the control wards are huge, and obviously just playing the map without dying unnecessarily. They'll lose Herald for this most... They'll lose Herald for this most likely. Okay. See, this is where you have to get slightly concerned. A Mumu, Orianna. There's a Vayne. Vayne is kind of difficult to deal with if Shaco starts to assassinate your carries because they're out of position. That's why it's so important to maintain your control of the jungle. The dead man's second here. Now, we could look to go more of a... I don't know. Zhonya's, I kind of like if you have a bit more of a lead, like if you have 7 kills. But yeah, the dead man's just allows him to rotate quicker to these situations and be a tank front line for his team. Not that they need it, they kind of have 2. And Bride is going this, so I think a little bit more damage could actually be kind of useful. Not straight away, but that's why the Death Dance is kind of good, just because AD, AD, AD. Yeah, these 2 are AP, well, this one, but he's really going tank, isn't he? So, Katarina's splitting, and again, look at this. It's not sexy. I'm not trying to tell you, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm trying to really drive home this point that even with Volibear, if you need to farm and relax, you can do so. You know, if you need to farm and not force things on the map because it's a better idea for your team and for yourself, don't flash a Volibear with ult up. Oh, get smited. Right, Dragon's up very soon. Okay, we're not looking to fight here, Mr. Dude. Shen does have R though. Great. See, now we're waffling. Now here, this is where waffling is tough because it's like, okay, so what do we do? Do we go back to base? 1,000 gold? Maybe. Is Dragon up soon? Yeah, okay, so should we? No. But there's nothing really else to do, so I'm okay with just kind of biding your time. It's not always ideal. You know, some games are not always Giga Fiestas, and that's why I like to show you these ones as well. Shows you how to carry with champions with different styles. That's what I'm about on this channel. Sometimes you need to farm and scale, and sometimes you need to exert patience and discipline. And then you need to know when to pull the trigger. Bard is up. They did activate the Herald mid lane. That's huge. You might even have to give this up. Looks like they're going to give it up. I don't know if I want to coin flip, because if you die, you give Baron. And obviously the timeline is spoiling this, but you know, if you die, you give Baron. You have to understand that Orianna's ult is going to be a very, very short list. She's a little low mana, she's mana hungry. But Bard is completely out of position. And now you're trying to burst it, but you don't really have the damage, because Volibear has gone tank item second. So it's not a lot of damage from him, but you know, a Zhonya's or Deathstone's earlier, or more of the AP build could have been interesting, but yeah, no. I think in these situations, please be disciplined as a team. This goes for whatever position you're playing. Fall back, just take this, shove this, take this, ward this, take this crab, loop back pushes, take this. Like, you can have a lot of map control. I think taking this is huge, by the way. If you can get that while they do Dragon, once it's obvious you're not going to take it, I think that's really, really big. Volibear's holding this tower. I think that's big as well. Nice experience. But the Shaco's not getting free kills. It's very irritating. Okay. Out of position. Shen ults. Fortunately, that's the Vayne. Unfortunately, the Orianna's bottom lane. She has to flash the ult. We get the speed up from the Bard pack. And we have our Q max, which means we got a bit more movement speed. We've got the ult from a gap close. She has no flash. She has no mana. We should be able to just Q chomp that. Sorry, W chomp or Q as necessary. Very well done. But Are they on the Baron anyway? And I think from the timeline, yeah. That's risk. That is the risk of making such a play. But you should normally think in this situation, Vayne bot, Orianna bot. I don't think many people are calling that dragon, that Baron bluff in your elos. And if you can push towers and exchange it for a Baron, I don't even think that's necessarily that bad either. Especially if you have decent wave clear. We don't, but we have a big lead. Well, not in gold. Mentally, I feel like we have a lead. Like if I'm in this game, I feel good. I think we're equal, but I think I have the upper hand in my mind. We got a lot of gold to spend. We got 3K. We should really reset. That's solid though. That's solid. Don't know if I would always trade those kind of things for Barons, but if you're really uncertain, pulling the trigger sometimes is good. Because she doesn't. The main thing is she doesn't have it, and only Tristana has it. I think Deshako doesn't have it, or Deshako have it as well. Yeah, he doesn't. He died. Of course, he died. Wow. Big brain. Bottom lane's pushing. Shaco's now invading the Varus, who's begun to reach levels. I am the Shaco now. There we go. And that's what we need. Volibear is farming. Vayne's bottom side. Team's fighting without us. I don't like that. I think we should be here with our team. We're not sort of the AFK style. But fortunately for the bear, they handled themselves. 616 is still 12 out of 15 KP. Like, we're still farming. We're still farming. We have flash, we have ult, we have everything. Yes, Vayne is pushing, but she doesn't have Baron. So if we pull the trigger immediately, that E doesn't hit. If we pull the trigger immediately, you can probably clean this fight up ASAP and then go back and hold. But killing Tristana should be priority because she's the only one with Baron. Okay, now we're going real deep. Again, no flash, but we have the E, we have the order W combo, very basic. Now we most likely die because Tristana. And Shaco's still being an irritating annoyance. Here's the Fiesta. Wow. It was just farming and control, and now it's just all that nonsense. Varus' R is up again. Dragon's up soon. Push out the waves, please. Push out the waves. Respawn, let's go. Okay, we're going for the force of nature. Ah, no, it's not letting me. Slow down. Ah! The replays have been glitching a lot. Yeah, so we ideally want to go to the dragon, but if you can't do the dragon, don't. That happened very quickly. If you cannot get the objective because they're on it way before you're able to get there from your spawn, I do like just killing a split pusher if they're out of position, especially if the numbers are not there and someone has to reset. And that's pretty big. But again, I do think we're in the wrong place. I'm not gonna lie here. I do think the Volley's putting himself in a very selfish position frequently, and he hasn't built for that. Like, he's built to be with his team. We should be with our team a bit more. I do like killing Tristana and rotating. I don't like farming while everyone's fighting, to be honest with you. Okay. Orianna's bot lane. That bot lane is fully pushed. The Mumu really not having a lot of fun, is he? Vayne ult. Careful the percentage damage. It's a bit of an overcommit. But if they reverse overcommit, then we clean up, I guess. This is very interesting. Force of nature now. What do we think about that? We get the movement speed, which is nice. We get the stacking AP. No, I think you either go Spirit Visage and accentuate your healing and shielding significantly more, which is nice for bot packs as well. Obviously no wait, we have a Shen. We have a Shen, so Spirit Visage or Abyssal Mask are your choices. I don't think we need the Force of Nature, really. Abyssal Mask is nice because basically, if you can stun a prior target with Volibear, Q, whoever follows up, free death for them. Free kill for your team, free death for the enemy. He is pushing a lot of side waves, which I do think is helping a lot, but again, like, there's a Baron up and we're bottom side. Why? We're out of position a lot at this point. So this is a great example of, please, especially in your lower elo games, you know, you can't complain that your team is dying when you are not there. And I think that's very, very big. And when you are in a lower elo game and they're not going to have this measurable restraint of, we're losing, I need to leave, they're just going to die. Again, like we're going back to base now. I don't know, is he rage farming or something? I mean, I know he has Death's Dance, and I know we can't really contest. Well, we could actually. It seems like he was just rushing gold. In terms of itemization. You guys watching this? I did say it was EU West. I mean, we are nice and fed from it. But I said but a lot because there's just so many sort of... I mean... Okay. Not a fan of the entire macro played in this mid to late game phase. Your team bails you out by being somewhat competent. Finally, we get to have that third dragon. The third dragon's really big against Volibear. Sorry, Mountain Dragon's really big against Volibear. Again, like we should be on the dragon, on the dragon, on the dragon. There we go. Let's yoink that. Very good. Move deep into their territory. Use your Baron to push out waves. Scan and trap. Unfortunate blue trinket. Vayne is splitting top lane. Tristana can abuse you with this build. You need to really get into people for that. And you really need to get into the carries with this build. A lot of healing. Okay, the split push with TP. The split push with TP. Okay, we can collapse here, maybe. Is he trolling the Shen or what's up? I feel like he's just following the Shen. Yeah, we can go on this. Unless she flashes and then which we pull out. Taunt misses. Look at what's happening though. This is a lesson in not macro. Nice Doom. But like your team dies. I'm conflicted as to just trying to do this gameplay instead of turning it into a full coaching session, but yeah. Really, really bad macro. Now, if the stats and your build bail you out, nice. The Shen bails him out. That's great. Ult not up. But please bear in mind that that's entirely a mechanical decision and their mistakes. Like, I don't know why they're walking into a tower twice against a Shen with taunt. You know, that is why this game didn't end. So yes, if you want better macro, the guide that I have with Zada GG does include a lot of macro prompts about timers. Oh, Baron is up. Please reset, spend your gold to bring a control ward, and then rotate over the T objective. Guys, the dragon is going to be up very soon. You should consider wrapping up your business, resetting, and making sure you get that soul. A lot of those kind of prompts and other tips about macro, because either way, that TP could be used by the Vayne, but there's no wave, obviously. So the only time I would say be very cautious of TPs is not here. It's when this is dead and there's a wave pushing. A Yorick, a Vayne, a Tryndamere can very much use a TP backdoor, so keep track of their TPs at this point in the game. Keep track of the TPs. The build, I kind of like. It's a full bruiser build, essentially, with 2 tank itemizations. I do think this is the wrong one, but the rest is fine. And that's definitely a viable path with Volibear, but you will get kited by ADCs. So in this case, let's also think out loud. Frostfire probably has a bit more value for you. And you can go a bit of AP itemization. The Frostfire just enables that slow, which is so important when you're kited. You can always go a bit more squishy if you want to go like Frostfire. I don't know, you can go Nashes, but... Wit's End? Wit's End can be useful. That's a good item as well. It's fun. Right, mid lane inhib is down. You're getting collapsed on 2v1, so we don't want to be snacked. Good discipline, for once. I'm curious as to how this game is going to be lost. You know what? You know how it's going to happen? There's going to be one team fight where everyone's actually together and they use their lead. The gold's been tied for a while. Caution here, because you never know who's trapping, especially chakras and such things. Or, yeah, it's... What? Yeah, I'm trying to do this in one take, so you're getting a full dose of everything. I'm not skipping anything, really. Nice late game wiffle waffle session. Okay, Tristana's on the bottom side. He's gonna rotate here. Not in the Fnatic bush. They're gonna get this because we're chasing Tristanas and chasing rabbits. So again, third mountain dragon. That's our salt point, and we go check the Fnatic bush. Shen has to yeet out into safety. Mumu's gone to the back line. Watch the ult. Fortunately, doesn't hit anything. We get yeeted in by the Orianna. And now we should have a monstrous time. Ult 9, ult 9, ult 9. Peel the Shaco, peel the Shaco. Okay. That's great, the clones. Man, this is a really messy fight. I like the back and forth. But yeah, one team fight. I have no words, ladies and gentlemen, I have no words. Really, I don't. I don't know what this devolved into. I don't know how it happened. I'm assuming they're gonna try and contest this Baron, and if they win the one more fight, then they'll FF. Ah, that's good, I like that. Sorry, that was really, really quick. But if you see them on the Baron, if you see them rotating to try and chop your Baron, just turn and hard engage, especially with Volibear Flash, because you can definitely, with this build, 100% kill them. The Shen should have left as well. I don't know why he's on it. The Shaka goes and instant dies. Katarina's pushing mid. They have the Baron and they can easily go end, and they should basically FF. So, farming style, very important, especially against hyper-aggressors like the Shakos that don't actually FF. Itemization, if you need a bit more damage, the Bruise is great, especially against ADCs, although I do advise considering a Frostfire version of this. It can really help you a lot. Please be with your team at crucial moments. Team fights, dragons, barons. The split pushing here was not good. We were out of position many times, but if you have a huge lead and at least you're there at the crucial moments, you tilt your team, but you win the game. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy the match history. As always, is in the link in the description below. I'll be back again this week. Maybe we should do some World Spectate streams. Let me know if you'd like to see that. And as always, I will see you all in the next video.